Atherosclerotic vascular disease is the leading cause of disability and death worldwide. It presents most notably in the heart, where it is commonly called coronary artery disease. This is caused by a buildup of plaque in the wall of the coronary arteries, which can restrict blood flow to the heart muscle, often causing what is commonly called a heart attack. For the last 15 years at Zeus, with the help of partners like Miko, our team has focused on developing bioabsorbable products that play a key role in the treatment of this terrible disease. Metallic drug-eluting stents are today's gold standard for treating this condition in the coronaries. They're proven devices, but they're not perfect. Because they are permanent implants, they may pose long-term risks of restenosis or thrombosis, with adverse event rates occurring after the first year at a rate of 2 to 3% per year.
Today, drug-eluting stents command the biggest market share with more than 66% of the global coronary stents market. Miko was founded more than 30 years ago and is a pioneer in laser-based stent manufacturing. Since 1995, we have helped to manufacture a wide variety of stent types, starting with high-precision tubing, which is then processed to a cleaned and electro-polished scaffold. Many of our components are successfully used in disease treatment today. However, we have seen an increasing interest in the use of bioresorbable vascular scaffolds, devices that resorb naturally into the body over time and return the vessel to its normal state as closely as possible. Leaving nothing behind is an intriguing concept, one that has yet to realize the full potential. New bioresorbable technologies are leading the way to innovative solutions.
Zeus's new product, Absorv XSE, has an important part to play in advancing BRS technology, with several features that significantly improve upon what was possible with previous generations of bioresorbable scaffolds. This new tubing platform gives designers more efficient and predictable options for replacing metallic stents in a wider variety of procedures, thanks to its unmatched sizing, enhanced wall uniformity, and tailored absorption profiles. We think it can really change the game when it comes to new BRS designs. The polymer chains in Absorv XSE tubing are oriented, meaning that they are aligned in one or more preferential directions. This molecular orientation gives the tubing enhanced properties such as strength and toughness, which are required for load-bearing polymeric implants.
We have found that the design of the bioresorbable scaffold, along with the characteristics of the tubing, ultimately determine the strength and performance of the finished device. Zeus's ability to control molecular orientation is key to optimizing the performance of the scaffold, and that really comes to life after laser cutting. Depending on the design, scaffolds laser cut from Absorv XSE can achieve high radial strength with great uniformity. This makes the newest generation of the Zeus tubing an excellent basis for many applications.
The concept of orientation is not new. However, with Absorv XSE, we've developed a breakthrough technology to orient the polymer chains in such a controlled fashion that it has allowed us to develop a tubing platform consisting of multiple polymer options and an extensive size range. To be honest, that didn't seem possible before. As we focused on developing Absorv XSE, we put a great deal of emphasis on ensuring an extremely uniform wall thickness, both across the cross-section and throughout the length of the tubing. We saw non-uniformity as a challenge in previous generations of bioabsorbable tubing, one which had a direct effect on efficiency in downstream processes such as laser cutting.
In collaborating with Zeus and testing Absorv XSE, we have seen that the improved wall uniformity of the tubing results in more usable scaffolds being cut, with fewer rejects. The concentricity of the product is more consistent, which is beneficial for laser cutting accuracy. It allows us to be even more precise in producing complex designs with tighter tolerances. In the end, this helps in designing medical devices with more predictable performance.
Beyond laser cutting, the wall thickness uniformity of Absorv XSE tubing enables consistent performance for bioresorbable scaffolds. For example, you think of things like crimping, expansion, good strut apposition, and then finally the uniform radial force required to prevent restenosis. One of our goals has been to provide the largest range of bioabsorbable tubing available, and with Absorv XSE, we can produce diameters up to 7.5 millimeters and very likely even beyond that. Our hope is that this opens the door for device makers to explore bioresorbable scaffolds as therapies in other parts of the body beyond the heart. Compared to previous generations of bioabsorbable tubing, we're now able to produce Absorv XSE with wall thicknesses ranging from 50 to 400 microns across the majority of the diameter range. When you combine the possibility of extremely thin walls and increased radial strength, we think this is a huge improvement and opportunity for the next generation of bioresorbable scaffolds. In addition to the larger diameters and broader range of wall sizes, we've also been able to increase the cut lengths of Absorv XSE tubing to 210 millimeters. In partnering with MECO, we found that this longer cut length is extremely advantageous in terms of the number and length of the scaffolds that can be cut.
For laser cutting, each tube needs to be held in a fixture, so there's a certain length per tube that cannot be processed. With longer length of Absorv XSE tubing, combined with its improved dimensional uniformity, we have been able to increase the output of scaffolds by about 25%. Ultimately, results like this always depend on the design of the specific device and its requirements. But longer length of tubing with improved wall uniformity certainly allow us to be more precise and efficient with processing.
With Absorv XSE, we're really able to customize the product for design needs. Beyond molecular orientation and tubing sizes, we're producing Absorv XSE tubing with not only PLLA, but also with PLC and PLGA copolymers. These PLLA-based copolymers allow us to tailor the mechanical properties as well as the absorption rates to meet very specific clinical needs.
Working with various materials for as long as we have at MECO, we have been very impressed with Absorv XSE. Based on our experience with laser cutting, it's one of the best in the world when it comes to oriented bioabsorbable tubing. As engineers discuss their scaffold designs with us, we know that the choice for the right base material is crucial for success. Everything must fit together perfectly. The suitability of a certain material for a given design, and also how well it can be processed by laser cutting. The ability to customize Absorv XSE and having multiple options and combinations really adds to its versatility for BRS designs.
Working with highly customized tubing and with a partner like MECO, who is known for high quality components, really allows you to expand your toolkit as a designer. If you're creating a scaffold and need a little more of this or a little more of that, you've come to the right place. We're excited to see what's possible with Absorv XSE and what the future holds for the next generation of bioresorbable scaffolds. Current therapies are light years ahead of where we were just a few decades ago, and we believe there are still many opportunities to enhance the lives of patients with atherosclerotic vascular disease. We're hopeful that Absorv XSE can enable innovation and open a new pathway for device design. Let us know how we can help.